Hello everyone, we're back on track with Adobe Photoshop Professional. It's been a while since I've done something in Photoshop, so I decided today is the day. Usually I go out taking pictures for my galleries, and many years ago I started shooting mainly to do tutorials for my students in college. However, I thought today I'll give you a glance of it. You know when you go out shooting and you have only one lens because you decided to challenge yourself, not you just took the wrong lens, and you start shooting different buildings, for example. And when you come home, the buildings, once you put the pictures into your computer, the buildings are actually leaning backwards or leaning in one direction or the other depending on the angle that you try to shoot it. You know the ones. Well, we all made those mistakes and not all is lost. So let me show you what do I do in such a thing. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go into let me see, Photoshop file. I'm going to go into photo merge because I shot this particular one in 2 bits. And if you are from around this area in Fort William, there is a place in Vergari Castle, and there is a bridge house in particular that I like. And you'll see it in a minute. This one here. And I shot it mainly to bring it in as a, what you call it, as an exercise to show you that particular thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch it together, all right, and create one image out of the 2 files. So while Photoshop is doing this, one of the other things that I'm going to use here is a preset. Okay, so presets are brilliant for saving time. All my students know that I profess to them, like, you know, that a good photographer never spends more than 10 minutes in an image in Photoshop. Okay, so and how you can actually achieve this, which will be done in a different video, is to create your own presets. So here we go, and you can see that the image in here is leaning that way. Okay, so let me see, let's press Control Command D to deselect the bits that Photoshop had done pretty nicely, and I'm gonna press the letter C for crop, and I'm gonna crop this image from about here, from about there to there, because it's nice that way. Okay, so now that we have that image like that, the next thing that you will notice here on the palettes, you know, if you're new into Photoshop, the palette of layers is everything in Photoshop. Okay, if you master the layers, you will be halfway there. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do while selecting this layer here is I'm going to press Command or Control J for Juliet, and that gives me an identical image to those, and I'm going to switch off all these 3 layers, and I'm just going to work on this one, and I'm going to name it Bridge House. Okay, and that's it. So the next thing we're going to do is analyze what we want to do to this image. Basically, we want to bring it to what you call a 90-degree angle as you wanted it to shoot, to take it in the first place. All right, so we're going to go into the Move tool and grab some ruler guides, and I'm going to place it just from down the bottom, because that is where we are neutral on everything. And you will see that the line, I don't know if you can see this blue line. I'm going to double click there and change the color to, let's say, something brighter, something like red. Okay, and set. Yeah, I think the red looks easier on this one, so we're going to go there. We're going to place another one just there on that angle of the actual base of the photograph. Okay, so, and as you know, you can have as many as 1,000 or more guidelines on your photograph. This one doesn't actually print, it's just a guide for you to position the image to the way you want. Okay, and one last one that we're going to put maybe over here like that. Okay, so on the drain pipe you can see the distance that you have from the actual line, so it has to come forward quite a bit. Okay, so now that we have that, we're going to press Command Control T for transform or free transform. Okay, and once we are in it, we're going to right click and we're going to select perspective. Okay, now as you know, perspective is going to bring the image forward, okay, or it can push it backwards. All right, so we're going to click there, we're going to press Alt on our keyboards, and that will do it symmetrically. Okay, so we're going to go here and we're going to pull out of the way slowly just to bring it up like this, and at about there is plenty. Okay, we let go, and the next thing that we're going to do is skew the building. Okay, so we're going to right click and we're going to go to skew, and starting from the top we're going to move slowly that way just to match the actual guidelines. All right, we'll notice down here that it's ever so slightly out, so we do it from the bottom the opposite way. Perfect. All right. So now that it's done, we press Enter on our keyboard or simply double click inside the image, and that accepts that. The next thing that I'm going to do is crop the image once more, and the reason to that is that we have a wee gap here. All right, and I can expand it, but I just want to crop. Okay, so, and I'm going to crop exactly to the image there. So I'm going to go up a bit and you can see how much the image actually comes out. So when I'm going to adjust everything else in Camera Raw, I'm not going to get a square image if I do it like this. I'll show you what I mean. So if I go in here and I go to Camera Raw, we can select Camera Raw in Photoshop by pressing Control Command Shift and the letter A for adjust, and this is what I mean. You haven't got a square image. Okay, so for that reason we'll do it the other way. Okay, so I'm going to press cancel on that, and then we're going to go here. So we're going to press C for cropping, and I'm just going to click there and go like that and enter. All right, and that's it. So I now going to go to Camera Raw and do some adjustments, and now we have a square image. Let me bring Camera Raw into our square here. Okay, so what we need to do, well, first of all, we need to adjust the colors. Okay, we want to make sure that we can do justice to the actual image. So you will see here on the trees that there is a slightly blue sky there. And as I remember it, it was, although it was quite a while ago, there was a little bit of blue sky. The house is looking a little bit paler. At the time, the house was actually being renovated, and I basically loved the little house. I would love to be mine, but we can dream, okay? So the first thing that I'm going to do, I could go into here and do the adjustments. However, I use some presets to basically speed me up on the process, and one that I like in particular is this one here, sunset in the snow. All right, and this one does a lot to it. So what we're going to do, once we select the preset, we can come back into here and then do minor adjustments to whatever else we want. So it was a sunny day, so that's good. So I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of magenta on that. Maybe a 1 or 2 will be fine. And then I'm going to adjust. I always take the highlights away, and I'm going to put a little bit of white, just basically to pop the colors on the house itself. And I'm going to drag down the blacks for a little more detail. And texture is fine, dehaze just fine there, and that's okay. So I now compare what it was, and you can see the massive difference. Yeah, this one is more pleasing to the eye, of my audience. So I'm happy with that. Say okay, and apply it. The next thing I'm going to do here, I'm basically going to remove all the guidelines simply by going to View and Clear Canvas Guidelines. Okay, so that is done. We still have that little bit there, which we can actually fix with the clone stamp. And basically we press Alt there, select that area, and just paint it. And it's done. That's it. So as you can see, the picture was saved. Now you want to see the before and after. Wow. There we go. That is what the picture looked like at the beginning, and this is what it looks now. So the only thing I want to do in here is to add my copyright signature. Okay, and we do that by adding an empty layer, or I do anyway, and press the letter B for brush. And over here I have loads of different brushes that I create for myself, you know, clouds and things like that. Others that I download from magazines that give them away for free, etc., etc. So this is my signature for photography, and I'm going to place it about there. On a square brackets, just make it slightly smaller. And it's always good to put your signature somewhere that if people are going to nick your picture, they're not just going to cut your signature away, okay? Although I'm a great believer that if they want the picture, they're going to have it. So I just like to make it a little bit harder for them. All right, and that's that. Maybe another touch. That's it. So I hope you enjoy this. If you need to know a little bit more, please leave me a message. Some of you got my mobile number, so text me and just ask away. If I can help, I'm happy to do. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.